I joined Max and the band that they had in Kisumu for a set. I was supposed to be singing just one song. Just one song. I only had one job. Sing one song. The song was not even that difficult. I just told the line.
A simple child with a very, very simple life, born in a humble home with a smile on his face. He went through Sunday school, primary, Naseko. He came to town, found new friends, found new trends, but kept his faith in the man who sits beyond the sky. Oh, in the man who sits beyond the sky.
Changing, the sun is fading, I feel the wind is blowing over my face. The moon is normal, and the truth is the new light. The watchman's spoken out, the trumpets are blowing, and I can hear the knock, knock, knocking. Oh no, no, I can hear the knock, knock, knocking out on my bedroom door. Oh, me, Oriore.
Well, my name is Ojwang. I am an artist. I sing, songwrite, play the guitar a little bit, and I'm an artist. I paint as well. I was singing before I went to an art school, which I think many people don't know. But then I put it on hold because I never had a clear vision of music back then. So I went to an art school in 2013. I finished in 2015. That was in Kisumu, Mwangaza Art School, shout out. Then I moved to Nairobi in 2015. So I've been around Nairobi from 2015 up to now, going to Kisumu back and forth. But the period I was still singing, I've never been quiet. So I'm quiet outside, but in the house I'm very noisy. So I was still singing. And then the past 2 years, they've just been incredible in terms of, I know they came with coronavirus, but to me, maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Because it launched the desire to make music, and like it gave me that push, you know, to be writing and to get involved in the studio. So I would say I was a singer before I came to paint, but then I stopped singing and was more of a painter. I am still a very serious painter. Yeah, so I'm just an artist. I've been struggling to find the order for myself, but I gave up and decided to just be an artist. I don't have an artist name. Mine. If you send me a M-Pesa, you'll see my real name. It's Costa Ojwang. There's a middle name which needs to be seen after the M-Pesa. So I don't have an artist name. My mother did a good job. She gave me a really good name. I signed my artworks with is the same name that is on my national identification card. It's the same name I'm using for my music. And music is very personal to me. So I'm not speaking for any other person. I just felt that for me personally, I need a name that is me, not a name that can be connected to me, the person. I need people to have experiences with me that are very pure in terms. I don't want people going around looking for my music and then second guessing what my real names are. That's one. Two, I had a nickname. I had like stage name-ish that I was given when I was in high school, and I carried it after high school. Some people still call me that name for fun, but it just didn't feel right. And then if you already have a name like Costa, why would you look around for a stage name? And then I'm using my surname because it's a very special name to our family. It's a name that speaks for our community. It can be attached to a certain community. It's a Luo name, so I'm a very proud Luo, and that's a name that my father did a lot of work to keep it, to give it the what? The oomph. So that's why I'm using my both names. I'm a Luo, I'm a Fisherman. Ojwang is the fifth born in a family of 6 of Ojwang Senior. Thomas Ojwang alikuwa mtu wa maluku sana, mbaya. His fashion sense was wild, so I think I'm picking up a little bit on that. And my mother, a very beautiful woman. I was born and raised actually in Migori County in a village called Andingo. I'm not from Kisumu. I was in Kisumu for 10 years because I was in St. Mary's Yala, so going all the way from Yala to the village was kind of hard. So I would be staying in Kisumu for holidays and stuff, and then Kisumu became home. Then I moved to Nairobi. So I've had a regular childhood, a regular village childhood. We were very poor, man. To an extent, as in it's so much that it's now funny. You don't feel it that much. It's kind of funny looking at the things you're lacking. But then I later on in life started appreciating the little that we had because they were the important things. I had a full belly. I had a very full belly. I was raised by my brothers. My dad died when I was very young. My mom died before my father. So my brothers raised us, me and my younger bro. So the elder ones did a good job. We turned out quite well. So me personally, I'd like to think of myself as a thinker, so I think a lot about myself, life, and I think the little that we had was actually much, because the important things like, especially food, shelter, we never lacked. So. I wanted to be a doctor, which I was very passionate about. I don't know why, because I was very young, but I had it zeroed in. I was like, you know what? I'll have to be a surgeon. Maybe I liked the name. I don't know. I was like, for real, I want to be a surgeon. Anyway, so when I was young, I never saw myself as a musician, let alone being a painter. I had a creative side, which was, I think, looking back now, it was very superior because I was molding stuff, but they were proper sculptures with no proper education. I was molding cars. I would integrate doors that could open and close, have engines, and the bonnet could be opening and closing. And sometimes when we had a little money, maybe 20 bob, we'd buy bulbs and have batteries there so they would light. So I never saw myself as a musician. But my father was a big fan of Lingala music, and my brother was a big fan of Musa Juma. May his soul rest in peace. So I was listening to pretty much a lot of things. I had a brother who was predominantly reggae fan. So fusing all those things and coming from the village, obviously your first access to music is Ohangla. So I had Ohangla a lot and Benga a lot. But then coming to the house, people start getting picky with their taste of music. One is listening to
remember some of these songs?
Yeah. Yeah. We had a compact disc of Papa Noel Nono. I remember, I think he died. That compact, man, was on replay, and the song that was saying, Sisi kasheri moke, sisi kakupederosa mamae, sisi kanibake. I don't speak Lingala, but that's what you were singing. And then it started chanting like la 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 sheri bolingo, gana kotika ke, la 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 sisi la moke, gana yo sheri, oh rakule bolingo gana yo. Gainayo, sisi, gainayo. So that was, those were the things that my father used to listen to and my elder brother. So fusing those, I think, helped in molding the kind of music that I want to put out there. So many people are from the village, and maybe it's just the village I came from, but pretty much everyone was joining CU. When we were joining high school. Yeah. So me, I joined CU immediately because it was the only thing close to the village. So many things were challenging. Man, when I went to St. Mary's Yala, so many things were new. I had access to steamer, electricity. We never had electricity, man. This was the first time I was in a vehicle for over 2 hours on a tarmac road. Shit. Whoa! So my dad ni mtu wa panel beating, so he had a so bring a car battery home na tungelight hata bulb moja boma iwake. So I was just amazed, man, everything is new. The first time I saw jam thingy to spread on bread, I didn't eat it. I thought that was like some blood clot and shit. So I was watching from far as people were eating it, and I was like, maybe let me test it. And then you go test it, find out it's sweet and it's nice. So many things were new to me. And I had to join the CU because I was not raised Catholic. So I sang there for some time, but I'm a very shy character. So it didn't go long. I stopped it. There was too much of myself being on the spot. So I slowly I gravitated towards football. I actually played football. Proper football. Yeah, I played football. I came to KCB in 2011. I went to try my luck. I went to Palos for some time. So anyway, I was not part of that. No, I was never part of that. I was so shy, man. I couldn't be part of those things. I enjoyed being seen in the field of play, not outside. In 20, I was part of the last edition of TPF. So we came with me, Max, Frank, Marius. Yeah. It's funny, we lived with Max in the same house for some time. It's another story. So we went for auditions in Kisumu. We didn't know each other. I knew Frank Marius. I knew him, the former member of Alisi band. So we went for the auditions. Max came with a whole gang, like serious support. So we passed. I was questioning, why would these people let me pass, man? Because the song I sang was an Australian song, the song that they liked. So these are like the small things that kind of helps you. I mean, in terms of putting a stamp on what you're doing, you'll be like, it kind of verifies what you're doing. So I was like, maybe I can actually sing well. So we did that, then we came to Nairobi. They housed us at the YMCA. The next Nairobi University hostels, I think so, in town. They took us to KICC to see the place. We rehearsed there, we did our auditions there. Ian sent us all home, man. Ian Bugoa bana. He said we couldn't sing, so we went back home. And then I just kind of, at that point, I was at that situation where I was at that stage in your life where you're trying things but you're not sure. So when they don't come through, you leave them, you go for the other things that looks like have much more prospect than the other ones. So I stopped music completely. I would go for shows, I would go listen to the likes of Max and my friends sing, but I would not sing at all. I was not touching anything. And then later on, I decided to learn the guitar. I've always been singing, man, like I told you. I used to sing when I was very little. Before I started primary, I used to sing with my sister. And we would like hum tunes. For as long as I can remember, I've always been singing. I'm a very loud character at home. very loud. So loud in terms of singing, not loud in terms of yelling at people. So I don't think I had a moment when I decided to be a professional artist. I've always seen myself as a progressive vibe, and I like things that has direction. So as much as I was singing, this is why I'd never wanted myself to be attached to the music, because they had no direction. I felt they had no proper direction. And until 2 years ago, when me and my producer friend, Gitonga Mukira, he is the owner of Sipna, he's the director of Sipna Sounds, a very good producer. He did Oriore, he did Hono, he did Go and Auma, the tracks in the album. So I met him, we spoke. I wanted to be an out-and-out gospel musician, but I think gospel could not give me a bigger space to experiment, because music for me is like my way of release. Because I'm a professional painter. Let people not mix these things. So I started off, which I still am. I'm using music as another avenue of expression, but more visual, audio. I mean video, videos, and audio. So it's like I'm using my voice as another medium of expression away from the paint and the brush. So I'd love people to look at me and see an artist, not just a musician, a painter. Because if you've seen my videos, I'm trying to also do them in ways that I feel are personal to me as well. I've lived my life with I'm superstitious. So one of the superstitions per se that I live my life with is that it's not really a superstition, but I believe that if you really want something, God leads you to that thing. Like if you're very genuine with the intentions and you want it and the timing is right, He'll lead you indirectly, but eventually you get there. So if you're blind to acknowledge that it's someone is directing your path and leading you to desires of your heart, then that's where we miss it. So me, I always stay in tune with myself, and at least I try. And I'm very prayerful. I pray a lot. It's ridiculous. So, because so many things that have happened to me, man, there has to be someone leading me to those things. The sound that I'm doing, the people I work with, the timing of the things, especially the timing of when now the music has come. I feel it has come at the right time when I have something to pick stuff from. Like I have the art side to pick my lessons from. It's like a whole vault of musical content that you can pick from that, especially because it's a life that I've lived. And so the producers that I work with, through vibes and the belief in professionalism and hard work. So I've been friends with Gitonga Mukira for over 7 years now. We met in Kisumu when he was just opening the studio. And from that time up to now, man, it's easy. It's like 1 + 1. You can always know. You can easily tell if it's the guy you want to work with. It's too long. 7 years is a long time. And then Ian, I've known Ian Baseman for a while. I think 4 or 5 years. So we are both coming together in this body of work, Tales of the Fisherman. The both of us are bringing our energies. I feel it's at the right time when they've also worked on themselves as producers, and they've harnessed whatever they're trying to do in their own separate ways. And me, I've also worked on what I want to do in my own separate way. So when we come together, it's like a whole Nikubaya. So I think that has helped a lot in my production. Because I know if I would go to a new producer now, man, it would be hard. My music is Afro Soul. That's the only thing that is close to what I'm doing.
Explain it. Mixture, cocktail.
Yeah, so my music is a fusion of, people always say, oh, we're looking for originality and stuff. And I think my music is a fusion of benga, the old benga, not the new thing that people are singing now. It's what they're singing is really good, but where I get my inspiration from a lot is the old benga. There's a very old Angla that so many people don't really know about. My music is a fusion of so many things, modern beats, instruments that are not very African, especially the guitar, and the melodies that I sing. So I'm trying to sing traditional melodies on modern tracks, but then also fuse the tracks with traditional instruments like the drum, the kora, because I think it's closer to home to me like that, you know, the kind of song. I want to sing songs that represent the person that I am, the songs that speaks about me as a person. When you hear that sound, you can say, he has to be a Luo. Lakini songs zenye naimba, you know. I think that's the only way for me to be able to express the things that I'm writing about in the best way. So the name close to what I'm doing is Afro Soul. I'm still looking for a better explanation though. The general question of if it affects how people receive it, yes it does. I would be blind to say it doesn't. It does, but I'm also trying to, that's why I'm doing them on fused tracks, fused beats. And most of my songs, I don't think there's any of my song that is predominantly Luo. It can have a Luo hook, but have a whole verse in English, or the two verses in English and Kiswahili, but with Luo melodies. So as much as the melodies are traditional, but you can still get what I'm trying to sing about, maybe roughly. It might not be in entirety, but roughly. So I think, yes, it affects, but the targeted audience, I'm sure they get what I'm singing about, regardless of where you come from. It's pretty much like what the Nigerians are doing. We are jamming here to all of that, but we don't get it. Yeah, so I think, yeah, it affects, but the right people will listen. As an artist, yes. As a musician, I'm waiting. I hope it won't take long. It's fine even if it takes long. But as a painter, I was a runners-up in the Manjano art competition. And yeah, I've had a few mentions here and there. If you dig the internet, you'll find them. Yeah, dig, ask Google. Google is a very good, is a confidant. I went to an art school. Nah, it's a college. I went to an art school, it's a college. So from seminary, I had a B. I didn't feel like horribly failed. I had a B, which was very bad. I'm first student in first pupil in the division. So I had a B, and at some point I enrolled. I went to Great Lakes University to apply for, to enroll for public health. Yeah, public health, which they gave me admission letter. So I carried the letter home, and then we had a long chat about the whole public health. That's where everything changed. They're like, oh, I think you do better in a course that is more art and history. I was like, I think you're right. Now this is my sister-in-law speaking. So I think you're right. And I thought about it, then went to my friends we were not friends back then, strangers. I asked them if they could teach me. Then it's them who led me to the art school. So I think the timing was right when my sister-in-law decided I wouldn't be a good public health officer. Maybe it would have been a horrible one.
Smarter people.
Yeah, but we never know. Here I am now.
So do you have a band?
I don't have a band. My band is Mr. James Shimanga, a very good guitarist. Whoever is listening, James is so good. You need to find him.
Story time. How did you meet?
We met in a kinyozi. I was there with a friend who was alikuwa kinyozi yeye pia, si ndio? Na alikuwa anacheza, he was playing his guitar. We were so bad, we were horrible. I had a guitar though by that time. I only knew how to hold D and I think C and G very loosely still. And then James was passing. You know Congolese people, clean, sharp. So he was passing, then he comes to the Kenya's, oh, so nacheza kidogo na nyinyi. Nacheza vizuri sana. Akasema, nacheza vizuri. The other guy was actually better than me, so he felt nice when James said he was playing good. And then James took the guitar, and then he played that Michael Jackson Papa Wemba song. Show me the way I can. That song. Yeah, he played that song. Woo! The guitar we had made sounds that we never had the guitar make. Sounds that. No, the sounds that the guitar was making, it was mine, my blue guitar. I gave it away. The sounds the guitar was making. You know how someone good touches the guitar and then you're like, whoa, so that guitar can actually sound like that. Yeah, so after that I visited his house. I wanted him to teach me. And then we became friends. So he never taught me much because most of the times I would just marvel at how good he was. So I was not really. I've done karaoke, but I've not been in set. I've been in one set in Kisumu, which was an experience. So when I dropped Oriore and Hono, I just felt like, because I was working on the album, I already had a few songs in the album. I felt the timing wasn't right for me to be around a lot singing my own songs because I had an album coming. So the album is already live on Spotify and all the online streaming platforms. So I wanted to have a whole body of work that I can have being performed in a set rather than one song, two songs, and then start doing covers. I felt like doing one song doesn't give people enough experience of a musician or an artist as I see myself. So now that the album is out, chungeni sana. And it's going to be a whole experience. It's funny, man. I did Oriore, then Ciao, Capital FM called me in for an interview. I think I've been looking at what really sparked it. And I think Capital FM helped a lot. And I ended up there because of Oriore. Yeah, so I think Oriore did a good job. So the song that we're playing for you now is titled Delilah. Delilah. Ukiwa huko Sago tunaita Delilah. It's a song I wrote about it's no one in particular. It's nobody I've ever met. But it's more of, I'm kind of trying to air my views and to explain to people the notion of gold digging, and we understand that we are supposed to be the provider, but I feel it's more when we can provide. You can't provide what you don't have. So I was just trying to speak to my lovely, beautiful sisters to understand when we don't have and be patient and wait for when we will have. Ndio wakuje wa enjoy shamra za maisha. So Delilah, I hope you like the song. I really hope it blesses you.
Delilah, like a midnight train, I'm on the move.
I'm grinding hard so I never lose. Kama risasi sina kona. Achalo kamongo aonge rivas. Achalo nyangumi akeduogo chien. Achalo kamongo aonge rivas. Anachalo nyangumi akeduogo chien. Aluoro i agola aluoro i. Aluoro i Delilah aluoro i. Analuoro i agola aluoro i Delilah aluora dundo aluor nene Delilah ukimwona kunene tangne Delilah nyona 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 obera nyona 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 nyona. Oh, ring matek, ring matek, ring matek. Oh, aluroi, agola aluroi, mama aluroi, Delilah aluroi. Oh, aluroi, agola aluroi, mama aluroi, Delilah. Usichanganye kichwa changu, mimi kijana ya usago, usinipeleke mwendo kasi. Mimi mgeni yapatao, usitise gari kubwa na bado mimi natafuta, usigeuke gold digger na hata mimi niko digging. Aluoro i agola aluoro i mama aluoro i Delilah aluoro i aluoro i agola aluoro i mama aluoro i Delilah aluoro i mama ringine Delilah ukimwona kunene tangine Delilah ukimwona ringine Delilah nyona 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 nyona. Oh adundo nyona 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 nyona. Adiwa nyona 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 nyona. Tokara ring matek, ring matek, ring matek. Mama agola mama Delilah mama ingeyo na luri. Agola mama Delilah mama Delilah mama. Delilah nalurui. Asante sana. Thank you so much. I hope the song blesses you as you listen to what the song speaks about. Tangne Delilah sana. So I have an album out. It's called Tales of the Fisherman. It's live on all the online streaming platforms. So show love, go enjoy the album. It has a bit of everything that I feel can at least speak to someone that is not just me. The body of work that I've put out there is a body of work that is very special to me. It has taken me a while